My name is Josh Jacobs. I use he, him pronouns, and I am the president of Spectrum Queer Student Alliance at UVU. Spectrum seeks to foster a community for students who identify as lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, or other identities. Spectrum is a place for queer people to come together and find community and have fun and be themselves. One of the great things about Spectrum is the Spectrum Lounge, because it's pretty much open whenever the school is open, and there's couches and books and other resources in there that students can go and hang out in between classes. Students can go there to study. At 6 p.m. is when we usually have what we call our Monday mixers. One of my favorite events that Spectrum does is our game night. We just have video games on the big projector screen, and we just have club members and queer students just playing video games and having fun, eating snacks. Spectrum has game night. Yeah, on Wednesdays we have our LGBT discussion group. We often have students in Spectrum who need certain things, either certain accommodations, or if there's certain things that happen on campus, we have that. I remember when I first heard about Spectrum, I would sometimes walk down the LA hallway and I would see the lounge, see the room, and see the little rainbow flag, and I was terrified. And I was so scared to go in. I had no idea what to expect. I was very closeted myself. I had never been in a queer space, and I didn't know what to expect. To build up the courage to actually go inside, I would just sit on the chairs outside the lounge. And I did that several times until one day I finally got the courage to open the door and go in the lounge, and I went and I sat down on the couches in the Spectrum Lounge, and there was only one other student in there on his headphones, minding his own business, and I just sat there for a few minutes, and then I left. And eventually I went to my first Spectrum meeting, and I was really nervous, but it was just really casual and really great. It was just a good feeling to be in that space where I could just be myself.
I'm Savvy Ray. I use they, them pronouns, a member. So I'm non-binary, and I had no idea that was even a thing till I started going to Spectrum. Right, I found asexuality and other identities of mine on the internet, but I'd heard transgender, but only trans-binary. And I started going and met someone who used the them pronouns and used non-binary as a label, and I was like, oh my goodness, that's me. And if I hadn't gone to Spectrum, it would have taken me a lot longer to be able to put a label on it so I didn't feel so isolated. It was emotional, but that's good. The mural and everything, that was so pretty. I helped paint that, as well as Josh, who talked to earlier. It was a lot of support, right? All of us working together to be able to respect the people who have died on over the last year and before that for Transgender Day of Remembrance. It was so nice to be around other people who we could feel the pain together and respect those who had been killed. I have never seen someone be turned away from Spectrum. It's a place you can go where you know that people are going to do their best to respect you. You don't have to jump through hoops, or you just have to open a door. I'm so glad that I found Spectrum. It has changed my life.
There's an energy in Spectrum that I feel in the lounge and at meetings that is just a queer positive energy that I need in my life. It's like a battery. Like, I go to Spectrum to recharge that queer energy and just makes me feel good and makes me feel like I belong.
And every single color, every single letter of the alphabet is present in Spectrum at one time or another. And I love it.